Good afternoon. Thank you for giving up your valuable lunchtime to listen to this presentation today. Principally, it's going to be David that'll be telling most of the story, but where I fit in is very straightforward. I have a 21-year history of practicing Hong Kong immigration. I wrote a book on Hong Kong immigration law in 1996 and put it on the internet, and down the years we have specialised purely in the Hong Kong immigration process, to the exclusion of every other jurisdiction, because I found that being an immigration expert in my particular Hong Kong niche, invariably I attract the interest of other people that want to go into other countries. And I've always eschewed that interest because I want to focus purely in Hong Kong, because there's plenty of other people that are doing immigration into other jurisdictions, and invariably I refer those people on. Down the years, come to understand that getting a second nationality has its challenges. Every jurisdiction have got their advantages and disadvantages, and because of the way that other second nationality programs typically have worked, I've steered well clear of them, because I've always felt that there's been nothing particularly compelling about any individual program that would warrant me specialising or moving away from my specialisation in Hong Kong immigration. And then a couple of years ago, this gentleman contacted me. And David says, I know that you do Hong Kong immigration. Have you ever heard of this Portugal program that's coming up? And I said, well, no, I haven't, but I receive a lot of inquiries from places like Latvia and Cyprus and Hungary and jurisdictions that also offer second residence programs. But I was never interested in engaging in any of those because I didn't think they were the real deal. They weren't worth it to me. But the more I looked at Portugal as a result of David's education into me of this, the more I realised, actually, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The way the programme is constructed, the ultimate prize of a European passport effectively means that you can get one passport but immediately have access to 28 European countries. And during the halcyon years of never being able to get into Europe because of the very restrictive way that European residence programs leading to citizenship have been constructed, when this program came on the books, I thought, definitely the tide has changed. Now finally Europe is within reach of everybody, and as you'll hear from David, who is the real expert in this space, it's a program that really just involves a reallocation of a tiny part of your investment portfolio, a little bit of time in country, not much bureaucracy, no negative taxation consequences, and ultimately getting your European passport. So together we devised the European passport brand, and we've spent the last year and a half perfecting it, because it's a new program. It only started in October 2012. You've really got to have experience in the program to know what works, what doesn't work, how it's being administered, what the response of the immigration agencies in Portugal are to the program. But now we've done more than 100 participants through it on our side. Most importantly, about 30 of them have actually gone through the first year renewal process. So we've gone through that entire experience now, and we have a very strong level of confidence that we've got a great proposition that we can bring to the market and present it in the way that we're going to present it to you today. So over to David, the main man that counts. David.
Hi. Yes, my name's David Patricio. I have the name with an E, but you can call me David. I'm actually South African. I was born in South Africa. We immigrated to Portugal 14 years ago. So, yeah, I do understand the immigration story. We've been intimately. Anybody that does immigrate, they'll generally tell you that it's a 10-year exercise. 5 years before you go, and once you get there, another 5 years to settle in. You know, I always tell the story of your children when you're back home and they have a bad day at school. What happens? They get home and they say a bad day at school. Their friends were rude to them or whatever it was. What do? Oh, have some milk, go lie down, you'll feel better later. When you arrive in a foreign country and your children come home from a bad day at school, what do? It's my fault. I know it's my fault. We shouldn't have come to this country. This is what happens. I know the experience, we've been through it ourselves, but eventually the country becomes your own. You make friends, your children make friends, you settle in, and in our case, We now support Portugal, and we now do understand that Ronaldo is the best. For those that haven't been to Portugal, just a short video just to give you a sense about the country, and then we'll talk about the program.